Imagine walking away from a first date, knowing you left an irresistible, magnetic impression, one that lingers in their mind long after the night ends. The secret? It's not luck or looks, it's psychology. Today, I'll reveal the science-backed strategies to make your first date unforgettable, ensuring they can't wait to see you again. The key to being unforgettable on a first date lies not in flashy gestures or scripted lines, but in the psychology of human attraction. People remember how you make them feel, not just what you say or do. First impressions form within 7 seconds, and they are incredibly difficult to change. This is due to cognitive biases. Once someone perceives you a certain way, their brain looks for evidence to confirm that perception. The way you enter a room, the energy you project, and how confidently you initiate interaction dictate how the rest of the date will unfold. Confidence and presence set the stage for everything else. Eye contact is one of the most powerful tools for creating immediate intrigue. A direct yet warm gaze establishes dominance without intimidation. It signals presence, interest, and an unshaken sense of self. People instinctively trust those who maintain steady eye contact because it conveys certainty. Holding eye contact a second longer than normal can create subtle sexual tension, a powerful way to build intrigue from the very first moment. Physical presence matters just as much as eye contact. Your posture, the way you carry yourself, and your gestures all communicate confidence before you even speak. Standing tall, shoulders relaxed, and movements controlled all indicate self-assurance. People are naturally drawn to those who exude composure because confidence is an evolutionary marker of competence and value. Even something as simple as a well-timed pause in your speech can make you seem more in control, more attractive, and more dominant in the best way possible. Mirroring is another psychological tool that works on a subconscious level. When people feel in sync, they develop a deeper connection. Subtly matching your date's tone, speaking pace, and physical mannerisms creates an unspoken sense of similarity. This is not about mimicry, but about natural attunement. If they lean in slightly, responding with a similar gesture makes the interaction feel more intimate. If they use animated hand gestures, responding with a similar level of expressiveness increases rapport. This technique, backed by studies in neurolinguistic programming, enhances attraction by making the other person feel naturally comfortable in your presence. Comfort is the foundation upon which attraction is built. No matter how interesting, attractive, or engaging you are, if your date does not feel safe and at ease, they will not be able to connect with you emotionally. Maslow's hierarchy of needs states that safety comes before love and belonging. If your date experiences stress, discomfort, or tension, their brain literally cannot process attraction. Creating a relaxed environment where they feel free to be themselves is crucial. One way to establish this sense of ease is by leading with confidence. Being decisive about the plans, suggesting a venue, and eliminating uncertainty prevents your date from feeling burdened with decision-making. Many people associate leadership with masculinity, and decisiveness is a form of psychological security. When you eliminate unnecessary stress, your date feels more at ease and, by extension, more open to connection. This is why suggesting rather than asking is a more effective way to frame interactions. Instead of asking, "Where do you want to go?" say, "Let's check out this great spot I know." Leading the experience conveys certainty and creates an environment where they can relax. Being present is another fundamental component of making someone feel comfortable. Many people approach dates with the wrong mindset. They focus on how they are being perceived rather than immersing themselves in the interaction. When someone feels truly listened to, they become more engaged and more invested in the conversation. Active listening involves more than nodding along. It requires genuine curiosity, thoughtful responses, and reactions that show you are absorbing what is being said. Repeating a key phrase they used or responding with a follow-up question shows that you are engaged. This level of attention makes people feel valued, which in turn strengthens their connection with you. Storytelling is an incredibly powerful tool for fostering emotional connection. Instead of relying on generic small talk, sharing vivid, sensory-rich stories pulls your date into your world. Stories evoke emotion, and emotions are what people remember. Instead of saying, "I love traveling," describing a moment where you stood on a rooftop in Morocco at sunset, drinking mint tea while the sound of distant musicians played in the background, creates an experience your date can immerse themselves in. The more sensory details you include, the more vivid and engaging your presence becomes. People are drawn to those who can make them feel something, and storytelling is a direct way to do that. Conversation flow should feel effortless, not like an interrogation. Many first dates fall into an awkward rhythm where one person asks questions while the other answers. This creates an interview-like dynamic, which kills chemistry. Instead of asking, "What do you do for work?" try something more engaging, such as, "What's something about your job that most people don't know?" This invites storytelling and creates a more natural rhythm. The key is to avoid rapid-fire questioning and instead allow topics to evolve organically. Silence is often feared on first dates, but when used correctly, it becomes an advantage. Most people try to fill every second with words, which makes interactions feel rushed or forced. Strategic pauses, even for a few seconds, create a sense of depth and control. They allow the conversation to breathe, build tension, and make every word feel more deliberate. When used in moments of emotional weight, a pause can be as powerful as a well-crafted sentence. Body language reveals more than words ever could. Leaning in slightly when your date speaks signals interest and engagement. Slow, deliberate movements convey confidence. Open body posture indicates approachability. Even the way you touch a glass, adjust your clothing, or subtly brush their hand while making a point can build unconscious attraction. People respond instinctively to nonverbal cues, often without realizing it. Subtle, confident movements are far more effective than grand gestures. Physical touch is another key element of chemistry. Light, casual touch, such as a brief touch on the forearm when laughing or guiding them through a doorway with a light touch on the back, creates a sense of connection. This is due to the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. The key is to read the energy and escalate touch naturally. Overstepping too soon can create discomfort, while avoiding touch entirely prevents the connection from deepening. The final moments of a date are just as crucial as the first impression. The way the date ends determines the lingering emotional impact. A firm yet warm goodbye, accompanied by physical contact, a hug, a light touch on the back, or a confident kiss if the moment feels right, solidifies attraction. People remember endings vividly because of the psychological concept known as the peak end rule. The way they feel at the conclusion of an experience disproportionately influences their overall perception. Ending with confidence ensures the memory they leave with is one of warmth, connection, and attraction. Follow-up communication should be intentional and well-timed. Texting immediately after a date can feel needy, but waiting too long can signal disinterest. A well-crafted message that references a moment from the date, such as, "Still thinking about that ridiculous story you told, definitely the highlight of my night," keeps the emotional momentum alive. Avoid generic texts like "I had a good time," and instead evoke a specific memory to reinforce the connection. The real secret to being unforgettable is not in any single tactic, but in the overall experience you create. Every interaction should feel effortless yet intentional, comfortable yet exciting. Mastering presence, emotional attunement, and chemistry allows you to leave an impression that lingers far beyond the date itself. The goal is not just to impress, but to create a memory that naturally pulls them back to you.